Hey there, I appreciate you stopping by, and welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'll be showcasing a Prismatic Hunter build that has the best survivability, orb gen, and ability spam. So to kick things off, I'll be using Speedloader Slacks with Kvostov, VS Velocity Baton, and Cold Comfort, along with the 4-piece Atheon memory set from Vault of Glass. The main reason we're using this 4-piece is because it says while you have a subclass buff, dealing sustained damage creates an Orb of Power. And this Orb of Power helps us loop our Kvostov, which in turn gives us a dodge, which helps us collect ammo because I'll be using Marksman Dodge. And then we can just spam our abilities, and we can spam our Grenade Launcher and our Rocket Launcher. So for the aspects and fragments, I went with Threaded Spectre and Ascension. And with the fragments, I went with Facet of Dawn, so we get Radiant on powered melee hits. Facet of Protection, so we get more damage resist when we're surrounded. Facet of Purpose, so every time we pick up an Orb of Power, we get Bull Charge because we'll be using the Storm's Edge Super. Facet of Grace, because we'll be using Kvostov as our main exotic. And Facet of Sacrifice, where you have an Arc, Solar, or Void buff, ability Final Blows grant bonus Darkness energy. So for the artifact, I went with the Tablet of Ruin, with Dielectric, Elemental Siphon, Horde Shuttle, Gold from Lead, Flashover, to Shreds, and Defibrillating Blast. So the main reason I'm using Horde Shuttle and to Shreds is because we're going to be using Threaded Spike, so every time we sever a target, we will be getting Woven Mail if we defeat that severed target. In turn, that's going to unravel the target, and that'll occasionally spawn Threadlings, and Threadlings will sever more targets, which just loops that. And then every time we pick up an Orb of Power, we'll be gaining Bull Charge, which works well with Defibrillating Blast and Flashover, where gaining max Bull Charge stacks makes us amplified. And every time we discharge our Bull Charge, it'll jolt targets and it'll heal us at the same time. So for the armor mods, I went with Heavy Ammo Finder so we can get more heavy ammo. Dynamo, so every time we dodge, we'll be getting more super energy, and Kinetic Siphon for our Kvostov. For my gauntlets, I went with Grenade Font and Melee Font, so I can get more stats when I have an Orb of Power. And I went with Focusing Strike, so I can get class ability energy every time I throw my powered melee and getting hits. For my chest, I went with Concussive Dampener. You want to go with the resist that is the most threatening to the activity you want to be playing, and then charged up, so every time, so we can get more armor charge. And for my legs, I went with 2 weapon fonts. You can change this based on the way you want to play. You can put 2 kinetic font mods if you want, and then I went with 1 better already, so we can get health regen every time we pick up an Orb of Power. And for my class item, I went with Reaper, so every time we get a weapon final blow, after using our class ability, it'll spawn an Orb of Power, Distribution, and Powerful Attraction, so we can collect Orbs of Power. And then our aspects, we go with Threaded Spectre and Ascension. So every time we ascend, we'll be leaving a clone midair. We go with Marksman Dodge so we can collect all nearby ammo boxes and reload all weapons. If you want to change this, you can. You can go with Radiant Dodge or Gambler's Dodge. It's personal preference, but I like to use my Grenade Launcher and my Rocket Launcher a lot, so it's just a quality of life to have all nearby ammo boxes picked up. And this is only one variation of this build. I have a second variation for like more survivability. This utilizes the Hunter Journal with energy diffusion, sustained fire, void hedge harmony, radiant orbs, targeting autoloader, shield crush, and transference. And we change two things here. We change our super to silence and squall so we can get frost armor every time we pick up an orb of power, and we change threaded spike to snare bomb so we can weaken targets, and then we change one fragment to faster ruin so we can get plus 10 to weapons, and the stasis crystal shatter will be increased because we're going to be using silence and squall. And that is basically it for this hunter build. And now I'll be showcasing this and the current Grandmaster Nightfall. I might not be doing a lot of commentary for this Nightfall because I'm still relatively new to YouTube. As you've probably heard, I've been stuttering a lot, so I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. So just bear with me, and yeah, I'll probably not be speaking for this entire time unless it's something important. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
The Shadow Legion rounded up another group of captives from the outlying settlements last night.
These civilians are easy targets. Relocate everyone you can to the farm until it's safe.
Don't think we haven't tried, chap. We've brought in as many as we can, but most won't leave their homes.
I sense our entryway into the Ascendant plane nearby.
We need to clear out these fortifications first. Eliminate all hostiles, Guardian.
warlocks hypothesized that the Ascendant Plane was once home to creatures of great power.
The Elixir too have these myths, but they are only that. This realm is now choked by darkness. It cannot be redeemed, only expunged.
If I've learned anything from beating back the Taken all these years, it's that those blights are key. Destroy it, ignite your balefire, and the Taken will scatter.
barrier between worlds. Your re-entry point lies just ahead. As your intuition sharpens, such opportunities will become apparent. Continue to master my power, and you will reach the Ascendant Plane at will.
Lighting balefire should secure our breach point into the period.
But the shroud of darkness must first be lifted. Dispose of these takens and the blights that provide them succor.
place looks draining. Like it could suck the life right out of somebody. At least it matches how I feel. It's hard to be in the farm, with the sun shining down and the fresh air.
Grief clouds our emotions, but it must not cloud our judgment. Many are relying on us.
Triage is ready and waiting to receive the captives. Clear the area and we'll transmat them out.
Balefires will give you an edge in the fight. Use them to consecrate the taken enemy.
And there you have it. One more thing I want to touch up on that I forgot to say is that for stats, you probably want to get above 160, at least 100 class, and then around 70 melee and 70 grenade, and then the rest you can just pour into super.
She will always be welcome among us, should she desire it.
These are the full results. Around 500 orbs. Yeah. I mean, I would love some feedback, so let me know down in the comments if you want to see like me do something else or something that I can improve on, so these videos are much better. One thing I probably need to improve on is definitely my speaking. I like to stutter a lot, so yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.